I'm dancing. I'm dancing.
Are you dancing?
I'm, I'm trying to work my Facebook at the same time I'm working this. So I
Well,
need a lot
right,
of help.
right. Yeah, I mean, the worst part is that, I work today and I normally don't work on Sundays, and now I'm working 6 days this week. So I'm not really a happy Sunday kind of gal today. I've already been to work and been home.
Happy, happy Sunday.
I know. It doesn't feel so happy.
But it's better than nothing, right? Better than the
That's right.
alternative.
That's right. I'm thankful I have a job. So there it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of people ain't got that. I'd give them that, but yeah, you're right. I mean, but still, you the whole day can go great depending on how you get out of bed. It's that's what makes it. And like I said, we talked off air. I'm coming in and I'm still kind of. I hate to say it like this because a big bad freaking army dude said come in and say, well, I've been a little bit emotionally distraught today. Let's put it that way. So it's been
Well, you have
interesting to
every
say the
right to
least.
be right.
Yeah. So I mean, when you have I hate to say I shouldn't even. You got a 350-pound man, 6'4", and his wife passes away. You do a plaque for him, and you watch that man melt in front of your eyes. You've done the right thing. Period. So
Right.
sorry, I had to
Right.
get that one off my chest because that's been bugging me all afternoon. I mean, literally, I got here when I came into the house. I came straight up here and got on here. So I was like,
Yeah, it's always kind of tough dealing with things like that. It really is. It
it
is
is.
tough.
It hurts sometimes, but hey, he was happy. That makes me happy.
That's right.
So
That's
anyway,
right.
I'm trying to find where
Yeah.
I saved this daggum post at. I don't know where I saved it
Oh
at.
my gosh, Randy, you had one job, just one job.
I saved it. I've got saved. I don't even know how to access my saved. I hate Facebook. I
Well,
really hate
I
Facebook.
mean, for everybody out there that has been watching any of the stream of the Texas Front Porch team, know that we're having a fight with StreamYard. Um, because they want to charge double now of what they were paying beforehand. And so we're all fighting with that. We're trying to figure out what we're going to do because everybody's trying to scramble because we can, honestly, the prices that they're charging, we really can't afford.
Not
No,
many
it's
people
almost like
can really.
right. I'm going to just tell everybody it's like another car payment. It's what it's like.
It's exactly what
So,
it is.
so I mean, we're still fighting with that. Don't worry about it, though. We are not going off the air by any means. We're going to
Nope.
figure this out today and get it hashed out and figure out what we're going to do. But all the shows will be on every night at their scheduled time. There will be no disruption in your shows. I promise.
Yes, I'm going to go with that. What the heck? I don't even know how to find a save thing on Facebook. This is really driving me. I saved the post, and this is for one of the more decent videos that we have, and I've saved the post, and I'm just sitting here going, "What did I do with it? How
I
did
know.
I
We
do
should
this?"
start calling this like the Paranormal Soup Bowl. That's
Oh,
what we need to call it.
you'd think you save something, it should be easy to access, but no, it's not. It's not at all.
I know.
It's got me on the profile, and I'm sitting here looking for stuff, and I'm like, where is this at? I know it's here. I know it is. I know it is. But you know what? It's not where I want it to be.
Right. Right.
So
But like I
anyway,
said, all the stuff today is kind like you said, it's a hodgepodge.
Yep.
You know,
Pretty
you've
much.
heard that story of rock soup, right?
Oh yeah. Love that story. I tell my kids that story every so often too.
Right. So I mean, this is kind of like rock soup.
Yeah. I think you need to go get me some onions. We'll make it
Right?
taste a little bit better. We'll get me
Right. And
some
I need
maybe
some
some carrots.
potatoes and some
Yeah.
carrots and yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh. I just
So that's what we need
wish.
to call these shows. I just call it the paranormal rock soup.
That's exactly what it is. Paranormal rock soup. I should have used that. God, I wish I'm glad you came up with that. I'm like sitting there thinking to myself, like, I should have remembered that. So anyway, I'm going to start us off here though. The
All
first
right.
one doesn't require what we're talking about, so this one's easy. We're
Okay.
going we're going back to Gettysburg actually for this one.
I love Gettysburg. You know, it's on my bucket list. One of these, just one of these days.
I
I had a
thought you,
chance to go. I had a chance to go to this year, and then
uh
of course, with my family and the medical issues, I couldn't go. And I'm like,
oh, I think we lost her, guys. I think we lost her. I do not know, but it looks like we might have lost her. So, oh, here she comes back. What did you do?
I haven't touched a thing.
Oh,
I have full strength in my signal.
Gary, I didn't do it. I swear I did
I
not
I
kick
I,
her at all.
I swear, because I like I said, I have full strength. Everything is working perfectly.
Yeah.
That was Randy, by the way, everybody.
Yeah. I moved her back over because I don't like her being on the right side. Okay.
Right. And it's just like everything is perfectly fine. It's been doing this to me on and off that it'll just kick me out. And I'm like, there is no reason why it should kick me out. There's
And, we
no
had
reason.
the other day when we were doing the pre record for Donnie's show last night and everything, Donnie kept having issues going live. StreamYard kept telling him he couldn't go live. I'm like, what?
Well,
What?
see, again, there's StreamYard, and I'm wondering if they're like putting the press on them.
That very well could be. And like I said, this is I yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it is what it is. I saved that one and I'm going back and I'm just going back to the actual group here so I can find it again. This
Can
is
you at
driving
least
me
put us
insane.
up something we can look at?
We're going to do that right now.
Oh,
This is
awesome.
Gettysburg. Let me read to you
Yeah.
first. I'm doing,
Okay.
like I said, I got two screens and I got two things going at the same time. But
He's fancy. He's so fancy.
yeah, well, I don't know about all that. But anyway, so this one is quote unquote something I caught while exploring Gettysburg. I took random pictures of fields. I don't know where this field, and this is me saying, I don't know where these fields are. I don't know which ones they're looking at or whatever. And once they took pictures of random fields, I zoomed in and then I enhanced the lighting. This is from Teresa Chris, and it was posted to Supernaturals, Myths, Legends, Ghosts, Paranormal, and Superstitions Facebook group. So give them a shout out when you get a chance. But this was posted on 10/15, on October 15th of this year. Okay.
Yeah. See, but I already have a problem when they have to lighten stuff.
Yeah. This is the original. This is the original.
Oh, it is the original.
Yeah, I got both of them. I got the enhanced and I got the original.
Well,
Most of these we have this week, I will have either the rapid picture type thing, 2 or 3 photos in a row, or we're going to have an enhanced. We're going to have an original with an enhanced.
Okay. Well, you can absolutely see it right there. I mean,
yeah,
it's not hidden. You don't have to find it. You don't have to put a red circle around that.
No. You
So
see what I see, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I see somebody standing there for sure. That's what I see just looking at this picture. But why don't you bring it up to us and zoom in a little bit and let's look at it a little closer in the original form.
This is the original form right here. Okay.
Oh, that looks a little different once you zoom in on it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Once you start zooming in, it kind of looks like, okay, we might be dealing with a little bit of pareidolia here.
Yeah, it does. From a distance, now I'm sure everybody can agree with that. From a distance, I mean, it looks
Yeah,
like a person, but you
yeah,
zoom in on it and look at how wide it is compared to the tree that it's standing next to. And that's not a, you know, a
kind of the way I
super
thought
small
too.
tree.
Now, is this field that they're taking that she's taking the picture at though? We don't know what's in this field other than just fact it's a field. That's all we know. I mean, honestly. And
Right.
as I zoom in on it further, I mean, yeah, you could look at it, but and see somebody quote unquote standing there, but something I see what I'm seeing and what I think it probably most likely is. There's a stump in the background back there, and
Hmm.
when he took the picture, it just happened to line up with this with this tree right here, and because of the grass or whatever here gives you the illusion of legs. These areas right here, which is branches in the back foliage, would give you the illusion of arms.
Hmm. Well, m- Moon at Noon in the chat has a
Hmm.
very good idea. Okay, there we are. Moon has a very good idea. It looks like a sign.
Yeah, it kind of
It
does
looks
like that too.
like a sign on the. I mean,
Here,
I don't know what. I mean, could there
here,
be a path walking through there, and there would be a sign there because
hey,
you
bro.
are talking
Yeah,
Gettysburg.
yeah.
I mean, it could
There's
be a
signs everywhere.
historical point.
Hmm.
Um,
I I can't tell you. I mean,
I
because
can't.
number one, yeah, once again, we're talking about even at this level right here, we're talking about major pixelation. And I bet money that
Yeah,
they've zoomed in on this to start with, and you can see from the top it's cropped already. Okay.
right.
Um, my biggest issue is, yeah, it could be a sign, whether or not it's a historical sign. You know how they got historical markers everywhere, and
Right.
you'll find stuff like that. But what they're looking at, I think, mainly is this part here, which looks like the torso.
Yeah.
And I honestly, just looking at the trees and such behind it, I just believe it looks like it's a case of pareidolia where we've got some foliage that is creating that effect.
The top. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Let's look at the second picture. Let's look at
Okay.
the enhanced photo and see
Okay.
what we see here.
And here you go. I don't know
All
what they
right.
used to enhance it. I really don't.
I don't either. Zoom in on that. I don't know. It's like they messed with the color and
Yeah.
oh, that even
This
looks more like a sign.
Thank you. It looks more like a sign, and this definitely looks like foliage back there. So you got your little bits of the trees right here and such. It could easily be a tree bark or tree trunk through other foliage.
It's either that or that's a spitting image of Smokey the Bear. Just saying.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I agree.
Does that not look like Smokey the Bear?
Yeah. Yeah. It does actually. I mean, but yeah. I mean, all it lacks is really it needs a better vision of the hat, but that's about
Right,
it.
but
Yeah.
I mean, you can see it looks like it's wearing a hat. So I mean,
Yeah. I
it's
mean,
Smokey the Bear to me, everybody.
there's the rope tied trout pants, or we gonna call it, and the half calf
Right?
capri looking pants he wears.
Yep.
But I mean, this looks like it could be considered an arm, but if that arm is considered an arm, it's the same arm as what you get from the old Rock'em Sock'em robots. You know what I
Well, it
mean?
could be Smokey the Bigfoot for all we know. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. You can't tell it very much from this, but I would definitely lean this toward a pareidolia because the even if it's not a sign, something down here is causing an issue, but that coloring right there is the exact same coloring as the other tree trunks. So
I'm thinking um that you're right, Randy. The top half definitely is probably pareidolia.
yeah,
That's what I'm thinking.
yep. Bottom half is either, like you said, sign or a tree trunk.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put my hat on for that because I personally believe my head's crooked. I
Hey,
personally believe
mine's
that
staying
this
on for
is
now. I'm good.
I believe that some of this is pareidolia.
Yeah, I think the vast majority of this one is pareidolia. Now, don't get me
Right.
wrong. When you look at that first one, you're going through your stuff and you see that,
First glance, I'm going to say, look
that's
at
going to
that.
get you're going to get your attention right there every
Right.
time.
Right.
But like I said, I don't know what filters they use for the enhancement, but even the enhancement, it enhances more of the foliage behind it than it does
Yeah.
anything else.
Right. And if you notice that it's turned the top half the exact same color, and
Yeah.
that shouldn't have happened really.
No, this part right here that turned the same color as this foliage should have been. You would have thought, I should say, would have been a different color.
Smokey the Werebear.
Smokey the Werebear. That's good. I like that one.
There we go.
That's it. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do another short up to talk about Smokey the Werebear.
Smokey the Werebear. All right, everybody. We're just saying this is tinfoil.
Yeah, we're going one with this one. So now
Yeah.
this next one, I talked to you about it before. I asked if we could use it before, but you and me both know we both dealt with the haunted Hill House here in Texas.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now these next two, they're in sequence. Now, when you went, did they have the Shadow Man room open for you? Or was it just Emily's, Josh's, Jacob's, and
The Shadow Man room, is that the one that was outside, the new room outside?
yeah, it was outside. It wasn't open yet when
It
we went
was
there.
open. Yeah, it was open.
Now, I don't know if they named that the Shadow Man room when we went through. It wasn't open when we were going through, quote unquote. It was they pointed out to us because they said they had staged a body in there at one time.
Yes, we were. Yes, I was in there. And there was not a body, but there was like a casket type thing with a skeleton. Yes, that was in there. Yes.
Now I don't know if that's what they're calling the shadow room. Like I said, I haven't been there in so long. I remember Emily's room. I remember Jacob's room. I remember Toby's room. I remember Joshua's room. And of course the front room, the scratch room, they want to call it the poker room.
Yeah, they had the doll room.
I think this one is the carousel room. That's what that was called.
Right. And then they had the madam's room.
Yeah, which is across the hall from it.
Yes.
And then this one, I think this was not the one where the infamous video of the girl that got jerked off the bed. That was in, I want to say Joshua's room, but I don't think it was. Joshua's was upstairs. This was
Toby's
downstairs.
was upstairs.
Toby's is upstairs, but Joshua's was too, where the little cubby hole was behind,
right,
where you could go in behind. That was Joshua's room. On the other side of the stairwell was Emily's room, and then you had Toby's room, which you walked straight into when you came up the stairs.
Right.
This one, the Shadow Man room, I think is. I'm trying to remember the name of it, and I'm sure Kat will tell me later on if I screwed it up. But there was one. When you first come in, you got the main living room area, and then to the right you've got the poker area, and then to this back side is another bedroom. I cannot remember the name of that they called it at the time, but I'm not for sure. I think this is a different room entirely, even from that. Okay. And
yes, it is out the back door. I'm going to tell you, it is out the back door. It is primarily, it's a new addition.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So that's why I was trying to figure out which one this was, because I could not remember to save me. I literally could not remember. Because like I said, all my fun happened between the poker room, the scrying room, which scrying room didn't do anything. It was just, we threw Tex in there and let him be alone for a while. And, and then upstairs, and in the carousel room where me and gentleman named Tommy heard the voices. But as far as upstairs, that's where the vast majority of everything happened, was all upstairs for us.
Oh, it happened everywhere for us.
Yeah, well, like we said before, we know Toby likes the women a little bit, so
yeah, and it was an all woman group. It definitely, it was all women in there, and I do think that sometimes you will get a different reaction in haunted locations depending on what group you kind of have.
And
I'm sure if you went into like a women's prison with all men, I'm pretty sure you're going to get a lot of activity.
Yeah. Almost religiously,
Right. Right.
So anyway, so let me make sure I've got the right one. I don't want to screw this up because the minute I put up the wrong one. But anyway, the lady that took the photo was named Sally Powell. She took it. I'm assuming this has only been in the last few days that they put it on their Facebook page. But okay, here's the first picture. As you can see, this is the shadow room, the shadow man room. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, first picture, second picture.
Okay, go back to the first. I mean, I see the shadow on the wall.
Yeah.
Going back to the first.
Go back to first.
Okay. All right, go back to the second.
Going
Now,
back
the
to
cool the cool thing about this room is it's like long. It's not super
Yeah.
long, but you know what I mean?
No.
It's just long. It's not a square, it's a rectangle. So
Okay.
you walk in all the way at the other end through the door.
Okay.
It's only one door.
Was there a bed in there though? I don't remember there being a
Yes.
bed in there.
Yes, there was a bed in there. It was already completed by the time I went through.
Okay.
It was completed by then.
I might not have
And
seen it then when we went through then.
right. And when it hadn't been open that long since I was in there, and they were telling us that room right there was one of the ones that um, had less activity.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
and
that had less activity than the rest of the house. It doesn't look like it by this picture. I think
no,
they may have lied to us.
I think though I've kind of got this one a little bit figured out. I think. Okay,
Okay, go
because
ahead.
when you go back to the first one, you see how this shadow is going across area that looks like a little bit of a shoulder there and goes
Mm-hmm.
down. I'm
Right.
not saying this is true to fact or anything, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but it looks like there's a beginning of a shadow forming. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then when you get to that next picture, it's formed, and now all the area that was, being shadowed before is now all consolidated right here. Okay.
So what are you trying to say?
What I'm thinking is this is coming from a doorway with a light behind it, and we might be dealing with a person walking toward that door right off the bat. And this, like I said, once again, I'm not saying this is true or this isn't, because this is very compelling no matter what. This very well could be a light play, whereas the person is walking toward the door, they're a ways away, and as they get closer, they come into focus.
Okay. Now let
But I
me
would
tell
have
you
to
what.
know where the door is. That's the
Okay.
problem. I don't know. I don't know where the door is on this one.
All right, I'm gonna explain to you. See where that window is right there?
Yeah.
That is the very back of the house.
Okay.
On the other side of that bed, there are no windows. None.
There's nothing back here at all.
There's no windows on the other side, on that other wall that we can't
Okay.
see. But there's
But is
no
there a
windows.
door?
No. The
How do you
door,
get into the room?
the door is all the way at the end. Like I said, it's a rectangle room.
Yeah. I remember that.
And the door is at the end.
And we're assuming that that's the
And
one
it's
we're calling the
square.
Shadow Man room.
And it's square. So if you were to walk in the room, you're looking right at the bed. Straight ahead. There it is. The way that this is
Okay.
done is that when you walk through the door, then it's casting off that shadow in a corner.
Yeah. And you can tell
Now,
by
when you walk
looking
in,
at it, this wall, and I'm gonna go back to the first one real quick. That wall is painted a different color than this wall. Which makes you think when you look at this again, it looks like there's a light behind him versus against this wall. You see what I'm saying?
yeah, I get it. I get what you're
But
saying. But what
but
I'm
I
trying to tell
yeah,
you, what I'm trying to tell you is that there's no way that you could walk through the door
uh-huh.
and have that shadow come behind you and be on a corner wall. There's
Yeah.
no way.
Because judging from what I'm seeing on this, the way it's manifesting right here, it's dead down this wall. I mean, it's almost in line with this wall. this far wall right
Mhm.
here,
Mhm.
whatever's
Yeah.
there is in line with that wall. And when you get to this point, you can see how the shadow now, you've got the shadow of the headboard right here, plus the shadows right here of the headboard, which made
Mhm.
me think, is there a light over there that I'm not seeing?
The only way that could happen is if they had a light lamp, like a little lamp on in
Yeah,
the room, and that would be the only thing that you would get. But you could see by the window that it's still light outside.
yeah,
So you would be able to see clearly in the room without a lamp being on.
yeah, exactly. So even if they had one on, you might get this shadow here of the headboard, but that still will not explain this shadow at
Now,
all.
like I said, I've been in that room.
Okay.
I can't explain that. I can't explain that.
And I can't either because, like I said, when I was in the room, it was still a work in progress. They hadn't really. It was
Right,
just
because
a walkthrough.
you know that it kind of sits kind of outside. You go
Yeah.
into this room from outside, and I get where you might get like a little sun or something from the
Hmm.
back, and I get that part. But the door's in the middle of the room,
Yeah.
all the way to the other end. So it would be shining, or they would have the shadow above the
Yep.
bed. I mean,
Yep.
this kind of picture is a little weird because everything is square in there. There's nothing sitting on a corner or wasn't sitting on a corner. Now I don't know now, but everything was square. But to me, that shadow would hit the back wall versus the wall by the window. Because when you walk into the room, there was things on both sides of the room, so you had to walk down the middle of the room.
Yeah. And that's the way we did it. I mean, you walk down the middle of that room. That's why I'm wondering if there's another room that we didn't have access to that maybe they're calling the Shadow Man room, that maybe this isn't that particular part.
No,
Because
that's that
we
room.
didn't, yeah, because we
That's
didn't
that
get
room.
told anything about a Shadow Man room at all, obviously. But we're talking about 2022, so we didn't know,
Yeah, no,
obviously.
that's the room. That's the
Okay,
room. Yep, absolutely,
so
that's the room. Because I was in there for a little bit and didn't have a whole lot happen in there, but
no,
as we talk about the haunted hill house, what we have to remember is that they do bring in different haunted things and memorabilia and things like that that could have come with a type of attachment. So
yeah,
this could be something new, or this
yeah,
could be something from in the house coming outside because the only way to get to that room is from the outside.
yeah, yeah, because it's not
So
attached to the house itself. Then,
yeah. But do you
yeah,
remember the picture that we did about the shadow guy on the front porch?
yeah, yeah, I remember that. I remember that because we've got shadow people in there like crazy. I agree with that.
Right.
I
Could
was just
this
trying to figure out this one because, like I said, and Moon said it too. It looks like the shadow of a person against the
right,
wall. That's why,
right.
I'm trying to figure out any kind of light, any kind of cell phone light, which cell phone light wouldn't, I don't think at that time of day would put off that much light to cause that. You would need, a full blown actual flashlight to give
No,
that
and
kind of
it's very
shadow to.
bright in there during the day. It is
Yeah.
very bright in there. You can see everything you need to see there. There'd be no need to use a flash or anything like that in there. I mean, people do, but you don't need to. Um, I guess, Randy, I'm not gonna say no to this
Yeah.
because I
I
can't
can't.
explain that.
No.
I can't
I
explain that. But I guess
could.
we're just gonna have to go back and find out for ourselves.
Yeah. Because I could debunk this. Probably I could. But whether or not it really happened that way or not is another story because you and I have both been there and you and I both know, and we sound like trumpets. I guarantee you on this. We've been to Hill House.
Mm-hmm.
There is something there. I will
Oh,
tell you
there's
to
more
the
than
day
one thing.
yeah, there's stuff there
Multiple.
and it will make you rethink everything you think about. Except for Tex, you throw him underneath the stairs, and he's like the cupboard in, the flowers in the attic kids. You throw him under the stairs and have a nice life.
Well, I
But
think he may be a repellent too. I'm just saying.
yeah, well, next time we do it and he comes with us, we're putting him under the stairs and we're leaving him there. Okay.
I know. I don't even want to do that. I just want to sit him down somewhere and just let him sit.
Well, and don't get me wrong, he had fun when we were in the poker room, and we were playing the poker. That's when Bobby got
Yeah. I
scratched,
mean,
and
we've talked about that story at length.
yeah.
And
So,
he got scratched in that room, and the story of the dead man's hand and blah blah blah. I
but he's
mean,
behind Tex, so that's the other thing. I mean, Tex may be a repellent, but I don't think he's as much of a repellent as he thinks he is.
well, I think that it's all in your investigative skills and how you
Ex-
approach things.
Yep, very true, very true. So, but yeah, me and you both, we're on the same page. We believe
Yeah.
that place is what it is.
That place has got something. It has got something. I can't explain it. Um, I just can't. I was
No,
supposed to go back there in May again with what has happened in my family. I had to
yeah,
nix that trip too, which I was upset about because I wanted to go back for myself. I wanted to see what's really going on because now that I
yeah,
got the lay of the land in there, I know what could potentially happen. And so it would be almost like a different investigation when going in there.
yeah, 100%,
Yeah.
100%, because you kind of
Mhm.
know what you're dealing with then.
Yeah, because there are things in that house, and I'm not going to lie about that. There are things in that house. There are multiple things in that house. Um,
Yeah.
some
Oh, 100%.
some are not so good. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Yep. Some not so good. Some of them you just like, whoa, because when we did it, like I said, we found the name of one of our actual listeners when we did the live drop. One of our listeners actually heard a name of one that they had never actually published before. And Kat, the lady that runs the place, Catherine, she's like, we've never told anybody that name before. So,
Right. I mean, well, it's just one of those things. Like I said,
yeah. So
um,
we love
and
it.
with yeah, and with the artifacts and memorabilia that they bring in,
Hmm.
you don't know what you're getting. You don't know what
Yeah.
you're getting.
They could have easily brought some stuff in there.
Yeah, we could be actually dealing with something totally different than we did the last time.
Exactly. So,
I mean, Toby
but
is
anyway.
still the main bully in there, I think.
Oh yeah, 100%. Toby's the main antagonist, so I think he's kind
Yeah,
of got the others under his thumb. So,
I think so too.
all right,
All
so
right.
that was fun. I like anything Hill House, and I'll tell Sonny and Catherine the
I
same
love the
thing.
Hill
Anything
House.
Hill House, I will talk about it for a while if I ain't careful. So,
Yeah, I
all right.
love the Hill House. Yes.
So this one, this is about 6 pictures in a row, and then I'm going to put a video with it. Our
Okay.
back our back porch camera detected this orb manifesting, and you know how I am about orbs.
I
I am
know.
the biggest hater of orbs known to man.
Right.
I don't care what anybody says. 99.95% of the time, I can explain it away as dust, or I can explain it away as something else, as a bug or whatever. Okay, well, this one gets brighter as it comes past the camera and veers toward the upper left. The orb manifests in the chair where my mom used to sit and enjoy her morning coffee. She passed away in November 2020. This was just posted this last in October as well. Okay, and correction, it was in August when they got this video. I'm also adding screenshots, which I'm going to show the screenshots first.
Okay.
Insects look much different, and which I'll agree with it on this when we go through. Insects much a little bit different than the moisture and such. It had not rained in over a month, and the sprinklers had not gone off at this point. Okay, so they specified a lot of that, and this is an anonymous poster. They didn't put their name out there. They didn't put anything. Okay, so here we go with the still shots. All right, you could kind of see it starting right there, right?
Yeah.
Then it becomes that,
Yeah.
and then that, and then that, and then that. So all the rest of them, I know it's kind of got its own little bioluminescence or its own luminescence type thing, but the one that gets me is that one right there.
So for me, taking pictures, like say outside somewhere where it's dusty, it's
Okay.
translucent. I would I would say that that would be dust. If that's the only picture that I have,
Yeah.
because when you have your flash on, or even with night vision, it
Hmm.
will make it have its own glow.
Yeah.
So I mean, there is that.
But to
But
change
that's what
from
to that.
yeah,
That is the one I'm talking about. Where the next picture it's showing it almost looks like a glowing ball, like it
yeah,
has its own power source.
yeah. Well, see, when I got it
The only
from
problem I'm
that
having
first
with
one,
it.
yeah.
Hmm.
What problem?
The only problem I'm having with it is it's completely round.
That was my biggest issue too. That was my
Yeah.
biggest issue. Now, and you can see this is starting to come out. And anybody seen dust on a little bit of a air current, if you want to call it that, doing its thing, you'll see, it kind of come out and become brighter and then go darker again. Okay.
Right.
As it's
If you
going
take a
across the
picture,
segment. Yeah.
yeah, all you've got to do is this, everyone, and I'm going to tell you how to make a whole orb country. Take a pillow, any pillow in your house, preferably a couch cushion,
Yeah.
and just smack it, and then take a picture. You're going to see dust. I mean, you don't want to admit there's that much dust in your house, but I'm sorry, it's there. Just
And with
just hit it,
everybody.
and there's going to be dust everywhere. And then take a picture, and you're going to see all these little dust orbs going around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you got this one, then you go to this. This is where, like I said, this got me because you start seeing the glow a little bit more. And it's more pronounced, I guess you might say. This one is coming up and it's getting more glowy. And then you see it didn't lose a whole lot when it came across.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you get back here, you can see it's starting to fade around the edges there a little bit as it gets closer and such. Now, which one is that one? Is that number? That's number 9. I'm trying to double check and make sure I've got any more before. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
we got there, and then there, where it finally dissipates toward the wall. Okay. Now, I'm going to remove
Mm-hmm.
this, and I am going to show the actual video now.
Okay, let's see if it moves with a purpose. That's what we're looking for. Is it's moving with a purpose and not airflow.
Okay. And I'm going to get it back to the start here. If it's airflow, it's a different level of airflow to me.
Okay.
All right. What did you think?
That looks like an orb to me, everyone.
You see where it came from?
Yep, I see where it came from. It came out of nowhere. Do you
Out
see
of
what I
that
mean? It
chair.
just came. Yeah.
And I'm not an orb guy. I'm the first one to look at an
Right.
orb and say, no.
Right.
But
That definitely looks like an orb to me. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because you don't see any more in there. Normally, if it were dust, you would see maybe one or two more. If it was really dusty, of course you would see more.
yeah, and
But
you see
it's
a light
one.
one out here. Yeah.
And it's
Watch what
moving with a purpose.
yeah. Watch the out here. You'll see a slight little flicker out here of something. And I'm playing it at half speed now.
Okay.
See that out there? That out there is a bug to me. Try it again. Look at this chair right here. See that? See it move around? That's a bug. No
I don't
doubt.
think that's enough to I don't think that's enough to even pay attention to, honestly.
Well, yeah,
I
but
don't
it's something
I
out there
mean,
moving. But it's definitely a bug. There's no doubt in it. The way it moves
now
like
is
a
this
bug.
outside?
Yeah, the way I understood it, it's on a deck, i.e., open area, back patio, whatever. So, and then once again, half speed. I don't know how you could call it anything else. Okay, Moon,
With
I'm
it
gonna play
being
it again.
outside and not in a controlled environment, I can't say. I mean, honestly, I can't say. I don't know what kind of lighting they're using with the video camera. I don't know exactly what system they have. I don't know if this is putting a shine on it. I
Yeah.
don't know what it could be.
It's definitely a backdoor system, but once again, you're right. I had to look at it. I'm still watching it and wondering if I could figure out if a bug is what's making this.
I don't think
But
it's a bug.
I don't think it's a bug either, and I don't think it's actual dust per se, because it's going kind of against where I would figure the airflow would go. You know what I mean?
You don't know where the wind's blowing. You don't know if
Yeah,
where this patio is facing east, west, north, south. You don't know. I mean,
yeah,
we're sitting here blind with this, and I mean, it's
yeah.
compelling, but could we duplicate it? Possibly.
Yeah, I mean, possibly. I'm gonna look at it again. Of course, I want to keep it going. And you said once again, it comes out of there like it's coming toward the camera.
Hmm.
And then if, like he said, like Moon says, it flattens out up here. There's no flutter, and it flattens out.
Well, yeah, we
Gary
determined
said it
it's not a
flattens out too.
bug.
No, it's
We
definitely not a
determined.
bug. It's definitely not a bug. Now, once again, though, if we're talking about dust, shouldn't we see more than just one particle? And that's a big particle, actually.
It all depends. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't debunk it. I can tell you right now, I don't think there's a way I can debunk this one.
I don't know if I could debunk it, but could I recreate it? It's possible.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think you could recreate it, but
Yeah,
I
it's
don't think you're going to
possible.
get that luminescence you're looking for out of dust. I really don't.
Well, it just all depends. It all depends.
Yeah.
Like I
Oh, yeah.
said, you're
It all
dealing with
depends.
night vision. You're dealing with night vision here. This is not.
Yeah. No, but luckily it's a high def night vision, and luckily it's close enough to within the last 2 months
Mhm,
that we know we got good quality camera here. We got a decent quality
mhm,
camera covering this, so
mhm, mhm. I can't say I can't.
I can't either. I'm gonna let it keep running and see if we see anything else out in this
Yeah,
area.
right. Well, Moon says dust needs something to move. No evidence of a breeze on the table or any items. You don't need a whole lot to move a piece of dust.
No, but and that those are all succulents there right there, so it wouldn't be a whole lot there to blow anyway. I mean,
No, I mean, it wouldn't take much to blow a piece of dust. But like I said, we don't. I don't know.
yeah, yeah. I'm definitely not going to sit there and say no for
No,
sure.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not going to say that because I'm tough on orbs.
I am
I'm
too.
really tough
I
on
hate
orbs.
orbs.
I can't just say that, hey, that's an orb. I mean, it looks compelling. I'm going to say
Yeah,
that it looks
yeah.
compelling.
This was one of my favorites when I was doing the search this week, and I found this. I was like, "Holy crap! Where did this come from?" Because, like I said, I told you the story about mine, the one
Right.
orb
Well,
that I've ever dealt with, and that's the only one I'll ever say was an actual orb. This one is close to that.
let's see. Uh, Forward the video just a hair. Let's watch it as it goes up towards the out of the light.
Okay,
That's what's happening to it.
all right, here it comes. You see, as it passed right here, it went kind of a little bit, and then it never completely dissipated though.
No, it didn't. It didn't. But I wanted to see what it. Yeah,
Here, let me back up.
I hate orbs too because they're so difficult.
Well, and
I'm gonna say this is very compelling.
yeah, they're so arbitrary depending on who you're talking to.
Right, right. They are very difficult. I mean, the best orbs I've seen haven't been orbs at all.
Yeah, they've been
They have
blobs, right?
been. It looks like a little cotton candy, like
Yeah,
strung out cotton candy, and that kind of floats.
yeah,
That's a little bit easier for me, even though they go into the orb class.
yeah.
Um, those the circular ones, that's
Yeah,
tough for
and
me.
it is for me too. I mean, because I'm sitting there looking at this thing do this, and I'm looking at it, it's like, okay, I want to say maybe bug, but obviously that right there, kills any bug right off the bat. Just
Yeah,
looking at that
it's
one
not a
picture
bug.
right there.
No,
It's
it's
not a
not a
bug.
bug. Mm-mm,
Now, you
mm-mm.
would think if there was enough of a breeze, it doesn't take much to blow them, like I said, but I do understand pushing it up toward, but it's coming toward the camera at this point right here.
Mm-hmm.
To something had to change in that dust particle to where it reflected more of the light right there. It had to have changed a little bit, but once again, just watching the way it moves up to it
Mm-hmm.
and then
Mm-hmm.
off to the left, and then essentially through this wall right here, this screen door is what this is.
Or it's gone up over the light, or we
Up
don't
over
know.
the
We
light.
can't
Yeah.
actually see it go
No.
in. We can only speculate that that's what it had done.
But I could sure as heck tell these people right now, I don't know what that is.
I'm going to say that too. I
I
don't know what that is. I
no,
cannot say
nope,
definitively yes or no, but
not
it's
one bit.
compelling. It is compelling. I'm going to
Yeah.
go with that.
And this is by far one of the better videos I've been able to deal with because it's so clear. It's really so
Mhm,
clear and so well done.
mhm,
They got
mhm.
a great backdoor. That's the name of it right down there. You see it? Backdoor is the name of the system. So, or that's the name of the camera. I don't know which, but either
Right,
way,
right.
I'm just happy because
Yeah.
it's
Well, like I
so
said,
well done.
I have
So,
gotten pictures of a dust particle, just
mhm.
one. It wasn't multiple, it was just one. But I also caught that in a trail cam.
Yeah,
And then in another picture, I've got two or three. It just depends on, what's really moving. And with the night vision on my trail cam, they look luminescent just like that.
yeah. And with IR, they're getting IR emitters, so they're going to reflect something.
Yep. Yep. I'm gonna guess
So,
Moon that this is IR. This is what
yeah.
I'm gonna guess.
That's what I was just typing back to him. I was like, "Yeah, this is definitely IR because it's just
Yeah.
a basic security camera is what it is. Nothing more than a
Yeah.
ring,
I mean, it's a
you
good
know."
one though. I mean,
Yeah,
it's very crisp and clear. But you know what? I don't.
that's what most of them look like now, honestly.
Um,
So,
I'm gonna say
anyway,
I don't know. I don't
yep,
know.
I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't know.
It's compelling. I mean,
It,
it's a good catch.
yeah,
Now whether it is a true orb or not, it's a good catch. That was fantastic.
yeah, I enjoyed that one. So I thought you'd like that one because I was like, yeah, this one is something that is not the norm that we see anyway, that I see anyway, for sure.
Right. Right.
Okay. All righty. Now, this one's a little bit different. I got two of them here. 12. This one's this guy had a couple of nighttime cemetery pics he took. I want to show both of them. I didn't get the ones with the circles on it, obviously. I'm gonna put this first one up and then I'll read it because, like I said, and it's from Wayne Anderson on out on Facebook because he does a lot of these kind of pictures and stuff, and he provides a lot of evidence to several of the groups out there. So,
Okay. Let's look.
and it's on his cell phone. Don't get me wrong; it's on his cell phone. This one confuses me a little bit because he took them at a couple of at the cemetery. He said first one looks like a doorway, and I can see where he's seeing that.
Right.
I actually
Right.
see the lines and so forth, and then there's a ghostly apparition, which I'll show after this, maybe of a child. Okay, I'm looking at this and I'm trying to figure out what I'm seeing here. I'm assuming that this is a actual headstone here.
Yeah, because it does look like somebody down there with the light hair.
Yeah.
Zoom in. Let's take a look.
Okay, coming in. There's a headstone for sure right here.
Yes.
Now it looks like they got lights on both sides to illuminate the. I'm guessing to illuminate the flowers that have been put there. So as I look now, as we zoom in, this one actually lines up with this side of the door. Okay. You can see it. And this one does too, actually.
I'm
So
trying
they
to figure
kind of,
out what I'm looking at.
you see these lights, and then you go up here, you got this ray coming up, essentially, of light. This one is not as pronounced, but you can see it kind of going up right here. Okay. And as I back out, it looks like a quote unquote doorway, which is what I think he sees. My biggest problem is, though, I don't know how it created this particular anomaly here across the top to create the actual top of the door, I guess, for lack of a better word.
I'm confused. Well, it looks like we have a dust orb in it.
A what?
A dust orb at the very top of that.
Oh, this one right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't even paying attention to that. That one, I almost dismissed that as soon as I saw it.
Right. So but it's funny how the light coming from the bottom there
Mm-hmm.
and the light from the other side are coinciding with the lines that are going up.
Exactly. That's
You
kind of
see?
what I was thinking. It's almost to the point that this one is causing this line.
Right.
Okay. These are caused, this one or this 1, 2, whatever it is over here, are causing this line. But what's causing this up here?
I don't know. I don't know why the lines would be straight. I don't know why they're there.
No, it doesn't make any sense to me either. It's almost like there's something kind of, I shouldn't say overlaying on it, but it's almost like you've got the lights going up. They're illuminating here. They're illuminating the headstone. But it looks like the headstone is kind of like almost torn apart, I guess you might say. Why is
Let's
this
look
one
and
here?
zoom in a little closer. Let's take a look at it.
I can't tell on this one because now we're looking at a bit here, which I don't know what this would be other than maybe the side of the headstone.
Well, does that coincide with the line going straight up?
No, it's a little bit off actually.
Yeah.
It's to the inside, so I would think this would be this light illuminating the side of the headstone.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what it is exactly as a headstone because it looks weird anyway.
Yeah, this right here, I don't know what the heck this is, but
That's
this
what I'm saying. I don't
looks
know.
like a normal headstone. You know what I'm talking about?
Maybe.
There would be the naming and stuff right here. I
Maybe.
don't know what this would be though. It does unless it's a
Because
ornate one that we don't know what it's trying to be.
I don't know. It looks like on the very top of it, though, there is maybe an angel or something on the top of it.
Like right here.
Yep. That's what it looks like. Zoom in on that.
I think that might be behind it actually. Because you know when you got fresher graves and stuff, you've got just the placard markers.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might be what this is right here.
I don't know.
I
Like I
can't
said,
tell.
this, okay, so I'm not going to say anything about this picture, and I'm going to tell you why. I don't know what this headstone looks like because it doesn't look
No,
typical. It does not look typical.
no.
So I can't tell you. I mean, could it be like the stone or the marble ones that may be reflecting light off from the other lights? Could
Yeah,
that be creating that?
very well could.
I can't tell. And Gary says it looks like a bench. It does to me too.
And it very well could be. I wish I could have found. The only thing I couldn't find was an actual daytime picture of this. If this had a
Yeah, that was good.
daytime picture, it would clear everything up. I do believe.
It probably would, yes. But
Because
like I
I
said,
see
I
what you're
can't.
saying. Bench down
This
here, there's the legs and so forth. Yeah,
the picture is so pixelated
yeah,
that
it's not
I
great.
I can't tell you. Right, like I said, And like I said, I don't know what it's made of. I don't know what, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they now are putting lights out on the headstones and things like that, so they
Yeah.
illuminate at nighttime. And
Yeah.
so I don't know. I don't know. There, I'm gonna say I don't know.
This precisely is why I will never be in an actual cemetery. When I'm gone, I'm going to be cremated and fed to the fishes out in the river. Okay. So,
There you go.
because, this one's, and then the next one, like I said, the one with the child, supposed child, you can see this is all on a phone. And I can't
What?
make heads or tails of it.
I see it. I mean, I see it, but it
This
looks like
right here.
pareidolia.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. That's
see off
kind of
to
what
the
I thought too.
side.
Yep.
Off to the side,
Over
right
here.
where your cursor is. No, no, right where your cursor is.
This one.
Nope.
Here.
No,
Here.
that's not what I'm seeing.
What are you seeing?
Go to the other side. Right. Oh. Keep going. No, you're going up. Just go to the other side. Now down.
Down.
Yep. Do a circle
This is
right there, not in the middle. No, you're going the wrong side again. Okay, see the yellow?
over here.
Yes, it's going to be on that side of the picture.
Oh,
If you look, do you see it right there in Garrett?
kind of
Let me
right here.
see. Nope.
A little bit up.
Okay, look at the light.
Okay.
The single light up top, single light.
Oh, up here.
Nope. Okay, go down.
Right here.
That one. Now go straight down from that.
Straight down. This area
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah. Do you see something with dark hair, a circular face right there?
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that coming out, but I automatically chalked it up to pareidolia right off the bat.
That's what I think it is, because otherwise than that, I don't see anything else in this picture that would constitute a child.
And that I would assume that I assumed they had automatically thought about this over here, which would
I
have
don't
been
even know what
no
that
way, shape,
is.
or form. I don't either.
It doesn't look like
So
anything.
my other question is, how do you get all these lights in this supposed cemetery and stuff? Let me see if I don't think I had an extra one of this one. I think the reason I didn't do any more than this one is because everything else had circles around it.
Right. And you can't tell nothing from that.
Yeah, I mean they did, and I'll tell you the circle one they did on this was literally over the entire area right here. So it isn't doing
Okay.
me any good.
Right. So I don't know what the lights are. I don't know what any of that is. I have. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look like a graveyard to me.
No.
Does
And
I
I'm
don't
only
know.
going at their words, so
It almost looks
obviously.
like a tunnel, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. It's and like I said, I don't know. This dude has put out a couple of good pictures, that I've seen, but not nothing to really write home about. But he's out there doing it, so I can't complain about the guy at all. He's out there doing it. He just goes stuff and does. Hey, I took pictures here, I took pictures there, and puts it out there for people to see. I'm okay with that all day long.
Yeah.
So more power to you. I just don't see a kid here.
Well, North Alabama says, I put this on TV. Looks like a lady in white sitting on a bench with lights all around.
Like this part right here is the lady in white. Is what I'm assuming they're talking about.
It has to be.
Yeah.
But what did they say that it looked like to them?
His write up said talked about the doorway and the other one. You can actually see lines of the doorway and also a ghostly apparition, maybe of a child. I can only think that he's thinking this is the ghostly apparition because he wouldn't be. I don't think he's looking down here at this unless if he sees this, then he's just discounting this as something else that we don't know what it is, and he does.
Yeah, because I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, he doesn't bring it up, or he doesn't explain it very well. As what he's trying to say is what part of it is. I mean, like I said, the blue circle he used literally encompassed that entire center area. So
that the holy grail of evidence is that we can look at it and say that right there is an apparition of a child. There is no doubt in my mind that is it, and everybody says the same thing.
Yeah,
that is the holy grail. This right here, we're sitting here flipping back and forth. The person who took the picture says, "Ah, it looks like maybe a child." North Alabama says it looks like a woman. Kind of looks like a woman to me too. Um, but that's what I mean. It's just it's not great evidence. And
No.
again, like we said, taking 3 pictures in a row will help.
Yeah. And in this case, I wish he would have, because I think he would have got a couple of better angles of this. And we've been able to tell something different. Now,
Yeah.
once again, guys with cell phones out there, they don't think half the time to take it. They're just point, shoot, point, shoot, point, shoot. They don't sit there and
Mhm.
point, 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 point. Well,
Mhm.
so unless
Right.
they're thinking about it, they just don't do it.
But see, this picture right here for me would be one that I would like to put contrast to see what's there. It's
Yeah.
so dark,
Yeah.
but
That would have been the one we wanted to
that's
enhance.
one I would do it too.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
so you could tell the difference between where something starts and where something ends.
Right. Right. And Gary says the center light looks like a face with hair.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely.
Very well.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Looks like it, but is it?
Yeah.
I
Can't
can't
tell.
say for sure that it is or isn't. I know. Ah,
Okay. So you weren't here last week though.
no.
And we did one that was in a swamp, and we thought it might have been swamp gas. We might have thought, but it was a greenish kind of hue of a light
Mm-hmm.
out of Florida. In one of the I think it was Denise was telling us it was Goat Island.
Okay.
Okay. I found something that looked kind of familiar to it, the other day when I was digging through this stuff. This
Right.
person took these photos on my backyard in late August of 2022. She's been told it's just lens flare, but the detail and appearance is amazing. I can't get past it being something else. I've heard spirit and fairy from many open friends, and wanted the group's opinion, which she posted it to a group. And it was taken with an iPhone, no filter, no flash. And I did not see anything until I looked at the photos on the phone. Lives in a semi-rural area with lots of history. A land run of 1889 border was in the backyard. It runs through their backyard. So you
Mm-hmm.
got a little bit of a history going right there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here's number one. I've been doing this a good amount of time. I'm not no full-blown expert or nothing, but that don't look like lens flare to me.
It does to me.
It does.
It does to me.
Okay.
Zoom back.
Zooming back out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. See how the sun is shining through directly onto, you can see it perfectly.
Uh-huh.
It definitely could be that. It definitely
Oh yeah,
could be
don't get me
that.
wrong. Yeah, because you can see the area right here, but the green hue is what throws me off.
It's the grass. It's
You
the
think it's the
grass.
grass that's causing it?
Yeah, because if it was more up in the trees towards the sun, it would be rainbow. Yeah,
Okay.
I've seen that.
You seen that particular one? I'd
No, it
never
looks
seen it before.
crazy.
Yeah, I'd
It
never
looks
seen it before. That's
crazy.
why I wanted to get your take on this, because I've never, until last week when we saw it, and this one right here, I'd never seen it. And I'll bring up Texas, the ones from last week, so you can see those as well. Now, this was the first one, and then we get into the next one where she kind of gets down to it. Same thing. She just kind of cropped it down.
I
And
mean,
I
it
can
looks
see,
odd.
yeah, it looks odd. And I can see
Mhm.
what seems to be right here is branches. I mean, it seems like branches to me coming through the trees, which would lend to the lens flare you're talking about. And then they just zoom in on it right here.
It's possible. Like I
Yeah,
said, the grass is going to make it appear
greenish.
greenish if that's where
Okay.
the flare lands.
And see, as many times I've seen this and seen lens flares and stuff before, I have never seen one like this.
I've
Honestly.
never seen one like this. I mean, there's always the first time, though, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Don't get me wrong.
But
I
it
mean,
does
it
look
leans toward it. Yeah, it does lean
if
toward
you
it.
Right. It does look like the sun coming through the branches, just like it is in the trees.
Yeah, and just somehow, and go back to the original real quick. Somehow that ended up flaring right here, some way, shape, or form. And I just
Yeah, it just depends on if they were if they were up a little bit, kind of looking down, they're
yeah,
gonna get that. Because
okay,
if they were down looking up, they're gonna get it up in the trees.
okay,
So that's to me, that's the sun with
okay.
a lens flare. Yeah.
That's why this one, like I said, I had never seen it before, so I wanted to get your take on it. And you've seen a little bit more of this style than what I have seen, obviously. So I
Yeah.
mean, the green is. I immediately thought lens flare too at first, but the green is what threw me off. That was the only
Yeah,
thing
I
I could
take a
say.
lot of pictures in the woods and things like that. So yeah, I run into that quite a bit.
Granddad's got it right. It's the orb from Heavy Metal, the movie.
I mean, but it's spectacular looking, don't get me wrong. It's
Yeah. Oh yeah.
beautiful.
Yep.
But you
So
can say, like you did say, Randy, you can see the branches in it, and it's
yeah.
almost like there's the sun, you know.
Yep. Yep.
Boom.
It's got to be it. So it's got to be that. I thought it was kind of cool looking, and I
It
did not
is.
zoom in. I did not zoom in at all before. I wanted to put it up here to get your take first, because, like I said, when I go back here in just a second, I'm going to pull this down right now, and
Well, yeah, I have never
the
caught one that spectacular. I'll tell you
yeah,
that. I've never got a lens glare that was that spectacular because it's always kind of fuzzy, looks like a prism type thing, is
yeah,
what I'll
yeah,
what I'll get. But
yeah,
that is clearly branches
yeah,
in that's the sun.
and I didn't zoom in enough to see it until that point. But obviously, when you get there and look at it, okay, yeah, I see what I'm talking
It's the
about
sun
here.
coming
But
through. Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to try and find. I got 2 from last week, actually. I'm gonna say 2 or 3 from last week that I want you to look at, though. I
Yeah,
wanna go to this
Granddaughter
one.
says, "What a nice backyard." Absolutely, that was nice. That was a
It
manicured lawn.
it were purty.
It was party.
Okay, this one's of course, we were doing red circles last week, so, this one's got circles already around it, but
Okay.
I wanted you to see these. And let me see here. Everybody was here last week has probably seen these, and I know they've seen them already. But this one, and once again, we're dealing with about the same thing, and I didn't realize it till we did this one.
Yep, same exact thing. Do you
So
see
it
it?
is a lens flare. We were trying to figure
Yes.
out why it was doing this, and then as you go, it gets higher up. You see? So you
Yep.
see the big flare. We're both all thinking, me and
Right.
Tex were both thinking it's got to be a lens flare of some sort, because we see the big purple, you know,
Yes.
around it. That's a flare. That's a lens flare all day long.
Right.
But it's down low. You still see it. Now that I look at it, look at where the sun is right here.
Yep.
It hadn't changed a whole lot, but this still went up.
Yes. Yes. It just depends on where you're located and taking the picture.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now that makes more sense to me, because we were trying to figure out what the heck are we looking at. Now that
Right.
I see the branches more and more as we look at it, I'm like,
Right.
okay,
I mean, the
now I
other
see
one
what
was
we're talking about.
prettier. The other one was definitely prettier. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
that's what it
this one.
is.
Okay, so we got definite lens flare that takes care of last week's too. Okay, so let the fun begin with this next one. Let's see here. This one, this is last week as well. I wanted this one for you to see this one too, because there a
Okay.
couple of us had disagree. I shouldn't say disagreements, but there's different aspects of this one. I
Okay.
think it's more of the shadow realm, shadow person type thing coming across. Tex seemed to think it was a person in motion, but I think it's a little bit more so than that. Okay, so
All
you can
right.
see
Well,
you see the red circle.
yeah, give me to the circle. Just let me
Okay,
look at the circle.
we'll let you look at the first one first. This is a series of 3.
Oh, well,
You want to
okay.
see all 3 now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I'll give you my opinion on
And
that.
these are boom, boom, boom. Okay.
Zoom in. Okay. Mm. All right, so this is what I'm thinking because you can clearly see the shadow of somebody moving, right?
Yes, motion, definite motion. I'm gonna go to
Can
the
that
last,
be recreated with a burst shot? Absolutely.
but
But
without any substance at all to the actual shadow.
that was where my problem lies
That's
because
what
there
my
would be
problem
stuff.
lied. I had
There would be
fought with Texas on it last week, so
right. There would be something on the body which would stay solid,
yeah,
whether it be the head, the arm, the leg. Something would be solid.
yes,
Nothing is showing me solid.
yep. So let's look at it from the first one again. There's the first one. There's nothing there other than what looks like a foot,
hmm
and maybe a shadow starting to build. I don't know.
hmm Okay. But what I'm trying to say here is why would they be taking a picture like that?
That I can't tell you. And boom,
See,
boom, boom in a row.
there's yeah.
So
This is where it is. Like they've been playing around with the camera and they figured out how to make it look like that. So that's how, that they created it. They know how to
yeah.
create it like that, which you can. I mean,
Oh yeah,
something is
there's
staying
all
solid.
sorts you can do with it. Yeah, I agree.
Right. So why would you be taking pictures of that angle, 3 burst shots?
That one I can't tell you. That, like I said, this was red circle. I was just throwing red circles out there to see what stuck. But this one was the one we've spent the most time on because I still see. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It could be. I think it could be recreated, but I fully
It
believe
can.
that if you sat there and tried to recreate it, that whoever was going to be the one going through, because you're talking about in the space of it can't be. I would bet money if it was real motion, somebody going across there would be 3-4 seconds max
Okay.
for all three.
So, but what
Okay.
you're also assuming is that this camera is going at a fast shutter speed.
Exactly.
And
I fully
it
understand that.
doesn't necessarily mean that that's a fast shutter speed. The slower it
No,
is, the more blurred you're going to get. The more it's going to
blurred,
look like.
more blurred,
Yep.
but you still have some sort of solidity to it versus seeing clean through it, though, wouldn't you?
It just depends on how fast it's moving. Yeah. It
Yeah.
all depends on how the shutter speed is, how fast the person is moving. You know, it can that be recreated? Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
think so? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Just take your digital camera, slow the shutter speed, and have a person run real fast. It's going to look just like that.
Okay. Mental note to self. We're going to be doing some staging in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I hope somebody's ready to run.
No, it
Yeah,
ain't going to
we
be
just
me.
have that. We just have to have our camera where we can slow the shutter speed down
This
on.
fat boy ain't
Of
running
course.
nowhere.
Me neither. Like I said, I run out something in the woods. I'm like, well, it's nice to
Yeah.
see you.
Yeah. Been nice knowing you guys.
Can I have a picture first?
Yeah. No
Let me
kidding.
throw my camera over here. Take the picture, throw the camera over, and go. Okay, here we go, because this is the way it's going to end. But
Yeah.
I
So,
do believe. I mean, it can be recreated. It absolutely can. But was it?
yeah, that we don't know.
We
And
don't
like I
know.
said, I'll play around. Come to think of it, that's a good experiment for next week. I may actually sit down and do an experiment like that. And with this, and I've got an Android. It's the Motorola uh
Well, did they
2023,
say it
whatever it
was
is.
a phone or did they say it was a camera?
That I don't know, but I also have the where's my Sony? I got my Sony little camcorder that could do the same thing. That I could change the
Okay.
shutter speeds, and it's HD. So
Okay.
there's many different ways I could try and recreate that, and I might play around with it in the next week and see if I can do it. And if I
Yeah, just wait till your
can,
daughter. Just wait till your daughter comes home, and then just have her run around the yard.
oh yeah, you want to hear her call me every kind of freaking name under the sun, don't you? I
Right,
ain't
because
running for ye.
they're gonna have to be like they're jogging. I mean, that
Yeah,
is the
it was
recreative.
moving
They're
that
gonna have
fast.
to be like they're jogging.
Yeah,
And maybe at a faster clip or slower, just depending on, like I said, shutter speed. But I think it can be done.
yeah, and I need to get it down to that time of night, where these were taken too.
At
Where it's
dusk.
just before dusk and all that jazz.
Mhm.
go from there.
Yep. Yeah, it's good experiments because then you'll find that out.
Yeah.
I learned it from me because was doing it at Waverly Hills.
Yeah.
And everybody was walking down the corridor, and there was one of the ladies was walking faster than the rest. So she was walking faster, and she appeared in my burst photos as a blur, kind of transparent. As she was
Yeah.
moving, you could tell it was a person there, but she was transparent. But everybody else was still pretty much there.
Yeah.
But she wasn't.
Wow. Okay. So that's what I want to try. And I'll have somebody in the background. Like I said, I want to try and make sure I frame it properly. So both with the other camera and with the phone. And of course, I got a daughter that's got a Google Pixel, and I got a daughter that's got an iPhone. So, I've got several different platforms I could try and take this with, and see what works. I mean, see
Yeah,
what
I
it
mean,
looks like.
that's the only thing you can do. I mean, honestly, I've had it happen, so I know that
Yeah.
you can do it.
Yep.
But you need to do it yourself so you can see what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, and like I said, we've seen several on here that we could tell it happened with, but we could see the outline of the actual person still. Whereas, and a shirt, you can see they were actually wearing a shirt. Whereas this one, you don't see anything but foot and blur. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
But then again, like I said,
what I
if
want to see.
the person was moving at a pretty fast clip.
Yeah, at a good clip, I could understand that.
And the shutter speed was slower, you're going to get that. So,
Okay.
I mean, hey,
let's try it. Hey,
all
can't do
right.
anything but try and figure it out. So,
Well,
I
I mean, we got to practice what we preach, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I want to if this is it, okay, so be it. That's what it is right there. Looky here. We just
There we go.
recreated it. Yeah.
There we go. But
anyway,
okay, that sounds
good Lord. We went to almost 20 minutes over than what we
I
normally do.
know. We got to get off of here because, of course, Texas coming on at 7 p.m. Central with Infamous Minds.
Yeah,
So we got to
Danielle's
kind of
on
get
her own
out.
tonight. Danielle's on her own tonight. Texas on the way back from Jefferson
Oh,
still.
yeah, the
A lot of
Jefferson,
guys.
yeah.
A lot of guys
Yeah.
still come back from Jefferson. So,
Well, wait. Danielle's not even on tonight. Hold on. She's in Jefferson or was in Jefferson?
No, I don't think she ended up going. I don't think she ended up going. She
He
was supposed to have gone.
Oh, okay. So she didn't go. Okay, I don't know. I didn't go.
I was told that it was up in the air on Thursday when they asked me to come, and I was like, I'll try, but obviously I got priorities. I got floors to lay. I got walls to paint. I got stuff. I got honeydews.
No, for me, it wasn't even about honeydews. For me, it was go to a conference, go to the woods.
Oh,
I'm going to the woods.
Going to the woods all day long.
I'm going to the woods. So that's what I'm
getting ready to do that. We're getting ready to do that. So be prepped for that one. That's going to be fun.
we're getting ready for that one. Yeah. So I'm really, excited about doing an investigation. So
yeah.
I
just want to get in the woods. I don't care if it's an investigation or not. I just want to get in the woods.
Right. So I guess Danielle is home. She'll be on at 7:00, and we got to get out of here.
We're gone now. Bye, guys. We'll see you next
Bye,
week.
everybody.
I'll see if I can find something worth a crap. Yeah.
Find the button.